As the golden era of iconic giants like the Boeing 747 and Airbus A380 slowly fades into the past, many assume the age of the jumbo jet has officially closed. Yet, unexpectedly, from the east, a place few believed would take the lead, a brand new generation of large aircraft is quietly emerging. After the success of the C919, China is now revealing an even bigger ambition: a completely new jumbo jet, designed not only to reignite long-haul travel, but also to challenge the long-standing dominance of Western manufacturers. What exactly is this new aircraft? How could it reshape the future of aviation? And what obstacles must China overcome to make it real? Let's dive in. To rule the skies, a nation needs more than ambition. It needs the highest levels of science and engineering. From advanced engines and composite materials to precision mechanical design and complex avionics, for decades the world has flown almost entirely on the backs of two giants, Boeing and Airbus. Russia maintains its IL series, but their influence stays mostly within domestic and nearby regions. As for China, they once lagged far behind, heavily dependent on Western technologies. But that gap is closing faster than anyone expected. China's turning point began in the early 2000s when the nation quietly laid the foundations for an independent civil aviation industry. Their first major milestone was the ARJ-21, a 40-ton regional jet with a 3,700-kilometer range, capable of carrying 78 to 90 passengers. By 2015, it entered mass production, and by 2022, more than 100 units had been produced. Although still powered by General Electric's CF-34-10A engine, the ARJ-21 represented a crucial breakthrough, a chance for China to learn and build its own capabilities. But China wasn't content with short-range flights. Its ambitions stretched much further. In 2022, the C919, China's flagship narrow-body jet, officially entered commercial service. Weighing 77 tons with seating for 158 to 192 passengers and a range of up to 5,500 kilometers, the C919 was built as a direct competitor to the Airbus A320 and Boeing 737. By 2024, orders surpassed 1,300 aircraft, pushing delivery timelines well beyond 2035. The C919 is not just dominating China's domestic market, it's paving the path for global expansion. After achieving the C919, China didn't slow down. It accelerated into an even more ambitious project, the C929, Beijing's first wide-body jet for long-distance international routes. If the C919 was China's introduction, then the C929 is its bold challenge to the decades-long duopoly of Boeing and Airbus. But hold on, thanks for sticking around. Make sure to share this video and hit the subscribe button. Officially revealed in 2023, the C929 represents a massive step up in complexity from the C919. With room for around 280 passengers, a maximum takeoff weight of 247 tons and an incredible 12,000-kilometer range, the C929 is designed not only for routes like Beijing to London, Paris, or New York, but to take on wide-body leaders like the Boeing 787 and Airbus A350. Its first prototype is expected to fly in 2025. And if everything stays on track, it may enter commercial service by 2029. However, China understands that one wide-body aircraft isn't enough to shift global competition. The C929 is only the first step. To truly reshape the industry, China needs something even larger. Enter the C939. In early 2024, leaks about this massive aircraft began circulating, surprising analysts worldwide. By May 2024, COMAC, China's main aircraft manufacturer, confirmed through internal documents that it had officially launched design and development of this long-range intercontinental jumbo jet. Wei Yingbao, former COMAC vice general manager and now CEO of another major state-owned enterprise, publicly acknowledged the project during a speech in Harbin, saying the company was actively designing the aircraft. It's still unclear whether the C939 will use a stretched single deck or introduce a distinctive upper hump like the legendary 747. What we do know is that the C939 is set to become the biggest aircraft China has ever built. With a projected range above 13,000 kilometers and seating for more than 400 passengers, early data suggests it will be one of the longest airframes on Earth, over 76 meters, comparable to the Airbus A340-600, and even longer than the Boeing 777-300ER. This enormous size not only allows for more than 400 seats, but also significantly expands cargo capacity, making it ideal for long-haul travel and large-scale logistics. Its maximum takeoff weight is expected to reach between 280 and 320 tons, about 30% more than the C929, putting it on par with today's largest twin-engine aircraft. Various reports also indicate a passenger cabin length exceeding 70 meters, providing flexible room for multiple three-class layouts or innovative ultra-long-haul cabin designs. COMAC's internal timeline targets 2039 for completion and commercialization, a far-away but highly strategic milestone. This means the project is now past the concept stage and entering early design, with core technical parameters forming. And yes, we're already seeing hints about the engine that might power this giant. If there's one part of China's aviation push that draws global attention, it's the engines. When COMAC unveiled the C939, many were surprised to learn it would use only 2 domestically built engines instead of 4, as some predicted. Why just 2? After all, even Boeing and Airbus never produced twin-engine jumbo jets of this scale. First, remember, the C939 is a modern long-range wide-body jet designed for intercontinental flight. Back when jet engine technology was still developing, aircraft needed 4 engines simply to produce enough thrust. That's why icons like the 747, A340, and later the A380 were 4-engine aircraft. It was the only option. Second, times have changed. Today's engines generate massive thrust from a single unit. Models like the GE9X and Trent XWB-97 produce 44 to 45 tons of thrust each, enough to replace what used to take 2 engines. This makes twin configurations not only safe, but often more efficient. Third, twin-engine systems offer major advantages: lower fuel burn, reduced emissions, and far cheaper maintenance. Switching from 4 engines to 2 can save airlines over 25% in fuel alone, a huge edge in an era of tight margins and rising environmental demands. Modern engines are also incredibly reliable, allowing aircraft to fly up to 3,000 kilometers on a single functioning engine, something impossible during the 4-engine era. That's why virtually every modern wide-body jet, the 787, A350, 777X, is now twin-engine. COMAC's choice reflects a confident step into the future. So which engine could power this giant? The answer lies in the CJ-3000, a next-generation domestic engine aiming for around 45 tons of thrust, placing it in the same league as the world's most powerful engines. For reference, a 350-1000 engines, 44 tons, 777X GE9X engine, 45.4 tons. But right now, China still lacks a mass production engine at this level. The strongest so far is the CJ-1000A for the C919, only 13.5 tons. The CJ-3000 has reached 35 tons and is expected to power the C929. As for the C939, the final engine is not confirmed, but the CJ-3000 is clearly the long-term objective. If successful, it would mark a historic leap for China's aviation sector. The road ahead remains long, but all signals show China is moving steadily forward, building a domestic supply chain, developing independent engines, and expanding its global influence. And if the jet engine breakthrough comes, the impact could exceed every expectation. China's aviation achievements highlight not just industrial capacity, but a bold long-term strategy. As China builds an independent aviation ecosystem, it's not only reducing reliance on foreign suppliers, it's strengthening its economic resilience. This shift reflects industrial power, national ambition, and the determination to rewrite the rules in one of the world's most advanced industries. From the C919 to the C939, China's journey is one of overcoming obstacles and challenging limits. Each step brings fresh innovations and a stronger push not just to compete, but to redefine the global aviation landscape. The impact is bigger than individual aircraft. It's reshaping the global aerospace supply chain. Through major research and development investments, China is opening doors for international cooperation while pressuring long-standing industry norms. The ARJ-21, C919, and C929 aren't simply milestones. They're proof China can create new standards. With sustained innovation, Beijing's influence grows, gradually shifting the global aviation market. The C929 and C939 aren't just aircraft. They represent a shifting balance of power as China challenges Western aerospace dominance. Each move adds to a story defined by ambition, relentless progress, and a future the world can no longer overlook. And while the journey has already come a long way, in many senses it's only getting started. How long do you think it will be before the C929 or even the C939 appears in our skies? Tell us in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss our latest videos. Thanks for watching, and may your flights always be smooth and exciting.